Hey guys, let me know if you can see me. Sorry about the late start. I had a little bit of blonde moment, technical difficulties. There, I think we're in business. I'll wait just a couple more minutes just to make sure that you guys are all tuning in. Let me know if you can see me okay. I'll wait just a couple more minutes just to make sure that you guys are all tuning in. Let me know if you can see me okay. Okay, I'm getting a text saying that you can see me. Just get rid of my echoing stuff. Okay. All right. Looks like there's a couple people hopping on, so that's awesome. Okay. Well, I'll get started as this will be recorded as well, and then I'll make sure to upload everything for you guys. You may or may not know me. My name is Marty Hoekstra. I am 26. I currently live in North Dakota. Just loving the winter up here, but super ready for spring. Tonight, I am hopping on just a Google Hangout because I wanted to share with you guys in honor of Heart Month why the heart is so important to me, and just some of my own story and some of my own journey and struggles, and in hopes that it will help somebody out there. So, as you know, February is Heart Month. Heart is a big thing in my family. I was actually born with a congenital heart defect. We have a family history with it, and my grandpa, my dad, my niece, sister, just kind of sporadic throughout the family. There's a lot of heart issues. Also, you should know that I am a full-time nurse, along with doing some fitness and nutrition coaching, which I'll get to in a minute. I actually worked for a little over 2 years in cardiac ICU. So you can see heart health has a big part in my life. I'm a pretty active person. I was always in sports all through high school. In college, I got into running. I've completed 2 full marathons. I've done random half marathons, and then a bunch of 5Ks, 10Ks, whatever. I really got into running in college just as a way to get more active. And becoming a runner, right away I went through a ton of injuries and really fell in love with nutrition because I realized how big of an impact that nutrition makes, not only just for runners, but any kind of athlete. But nutrition really is what made the difference between me getting injured all the time when I first started out as a runner. So that kind of leads me to, I'm a very active person. At the age of 21, I was training for my first full marathon. I would say eating a, generally pretty healthy diet. Obviously a little bit give and take there, but that's just normal. Active, and I was never by any means overweight. Every risk factor for heart disease that I can control, I felt that I had in control. As you know, some of the risk factors for heart disease, may or may not know, is your weight. When you're overweight, you're at a higher risk for heart disease, and heart disease is still the #1 killer of people in the United States. So it's pretty scary. It's a big deal. So you can control this with the things that you can, with your weight, how active, exercise, and nutrition, and obviously just keeping tabs and knowing your family history. So you already know from what I explained earlier that family history you can't help, and I obviously did not have everything going in my favor for that. So when I was 21, I had to undergo some blood work for some insurance things, and I actually found out that my cholesterol was dangerously high. Um, surprising to me, I guess it is and it isn't. My parents both have high cholesterol, so it is genetic. But other than that, I mean, I was pretty healthy and kept really good tabs on my health otherwise. Um, so that was pretty surprising to me. That first year, they just said, eat a heart healthy diet, make sure you're working out, keep doing what you're doing. We'll recheck it next year. So year after year, going up to my fourth year, getting it checked, it was still high. I guess they were starting, getting to the point where, if this keeps up at this rate, it's putting you at a higher risk for heart things. So we might have to put you on some medications, which as a nurse, I know the risks of these medications. It's not something I really care to start doing when I'm in my 20s. And so I really wanted to evaluate it at all costs. Like I said earlier, I do some fitness and nutrition coaching. And since I got into nutrition, I'm just kind of a nerd about it. I've done a lot of research about vitamin supplements. And I found out about this supplement called Shakeology. There's a lot of like protein shakes, quick fix things on the market right now that it's almost scary because you don't know what people are putting into them. It's not something that's heavily regulated. I did a ton of research, and that's kind of how I first started with coaching, was that I fell in love with a product called Shakeology. So what Shakeology is a nutritional and vitamin supplement. It's a powder that I mix into like my smoothies. I mix it in pancakes. I make protein balls. I mix it in oatmeal. You can use it in various ways in various recipes. My favorite way usually is just in a smoothie because it's quick, easy, and it's awesome for recovering after a workout, long run, or just a breakfast on the go or lunch. It can be used as a meal replacement. It definitely does not have to be. It's pretty low calorie, so you need to be hyping it up a little bit if you're going to be using it as a full meal, but it does, keep you full for a few hours, depending on how you are. But you look at the back of these ingredient lists, and a lot of people are very focused on the calories, the protein, and especially the carbs. People are so carb focused, and low carb is all the rage. But people, honestly, while that's important, you also need to be reading what's in the product. So if you look at the back of a Shakeology bake and read the ingredients, you're going to find things like chia, spinach, spirulina, maca. There's everything that's in there is actually in one serving is over $40 worth of produce. So it's basically just super nutrition. You're packing as much as you can into one meal. So while I'm all about, eating lots of fruits and veggies and things like that, the quality of things these days just is not where it should be. Things are so unregulated, and it's terrifying. And this is just a really easy way to make sure that you're really getting in all your nutrition that you need for the day. So that's kind of my spiel on that. I'm sorry. I said I'm a nutrition nerd, so I kind of go off on a rampage. So anyways, when I went back that fourth year to get my cholesterol checked, I had been drinking Shakeology for 9 months. And I got thinking just that morning, like, I wonder if, what my results are going to be. This is actually going to be a huge test because I was not drinking Shakeology for weight loss or anything like that. So I don't have those numbers to show people. But what I would have is blood results, and you obviously can't argue with that. So in the 9 months, the only thing that changed was that I started drinking Shakeology. Still an active person. I would say I work out probably 5 to 6 days a week. Eat a pretty generally healthy diet. All those things. My weight hadn't changed, anything like that. So all those things had stayed as a constant. And the only thing that had changed was that I had added Shakeology to every single day. So I'm excited to share with you when I got my results back that day. When your lipid panel comes back, it's called a lipid panel. So it lists your triglycerides, your high density lipoproteins, your low density lipoproteins, your cholesterol itself. There's a bunch of different lab labels that actually show up on the whole panel when you get your cholesterol checked. Well, when I did my comparison from 2014 to 2015, I added up the total of the differences between the numbers, and my whole lipid panel was down 55 points. 55 points, you guys. That's in 9 months, and that's not changing anything else. It's not me dropping 20 pounds. It's not me working out for 3 hours instead of a half hour for 5 or 6 days a week. So that's huge. So I really just wanted to share with you guys that, you know, while it's Heart Month and you guys really need to be knowing what your heart disease risk is. Do you know if you're overweight? Do you know how active you should be? Are you paying attention to your nutrition? Do you know your family history? Have you talked to your parents about getting their own cholesterol levels checked and what theirs run? Do you know what yours runs? And this test is something that you can just ask for at your physical. That's what I do. I make sure that I just have that ran every year just to compare my numbers along with a few other lab tests. But I guess what I would say is just I challenge you guys to take pride in that and, you know, take control of your health in the ways that you can. There's obviously always going to be something that you can't change. But if there's factors that you can control, please do, because you're so worth it. Shakeology is something that's been, you know, very special to me, I guess, in that way. And the things that I've seen in my own life as well as others has been really eye-opening. So when people are, you know, asking me, like, what's the price? What's it cost? Why is it expensive? You know, if you pay $4 every single day, how much is that saving you in the long run? Like, how much would I be paying for cholesterol medications if I had to be on them? I'm 26. If I'm on them for the next 50 years, how much is that really going to cost me? Whereas if I'm doing this and that's going to prevent me leading to that and not having to go to the doctor, not having to pay extra medical bills, isn't that worth it to be there for more years with my family and feeling good and feeling healthy? So I really wanted to share my story with you guys tonight. It's just kind of brief in a nutshell, real quick. I see there's a few people tuning in. Please message me on Facebook or email me at fitwithheart@gmail.com that you tuned in and tell me something that you learned. And from those, I will be entering you in a drawing and sending samples. I have a sampler pack I created with chocolate, strawberry, vanilla, and the new cafe latte that I'll send you along with some of my favorite recipes. And if you're interested in hearing more about Shakeology, hearing more about my story, interested in some of the ingredients or anything like that, please at any time message me, let me know. I'll be more than happy to share with you. So thank you guys for tuning in tonight. I super duper appreciate it, and I hope that I hear back from you. Have a good one.